Hey everyone, it's Caitlin again. I'm excited to be back and doing our second art lesson together. So today we are going to be doing face masks, okay? So these are something, we are all, getting used to now. We know them, we love them, we've got to wear them to keep us safe and healthy. So why not take this opportunity to zhuzh them up, and we're going to decorate our face masks today. However, before we begin with that, we're going to do another drawing prompt in our sketchbook. So I hope you guys have been, kind of following along and, doing, picking up your sketchbook when you feel like it, writing a note in there, doing a drawing. I just want to remind you, these are really just for you, to kind of keep track of your thoughts, write down your inspirations, draw anything, practice, just draw something silly, it doesn't matter, glue in like a paper or something if you want to glue in anything. It's just for you, right? So today we're going to do another prompt, and again we're going to just take about 10 minutes before we start our project to just, draw, have some minutes and draw together. Okay, and so our prompt today is I want you to think about the word soothing, okay? So like, what does that mean to you? And like I can tell you, for me, soothing, it just makes me feel like safe, calm, at peace, happy, So I kind of want to think like, okay, how do I translate that into drawing? It's definitely an emotion. How can I do a drawing about that? You can just free form it and do whatever you want, or for me, what's kind of helpful is to kind of walk through some stuff, right? So in my sketchbook, like if it's me, if I do a line like that, like that's not soothing, right? So that's kind of the opposite for me. That's more like energetic action, something like this, is more soothing, right? So think about kind of longer lines, softer, not quite as hard, and I just kind of want you to just, there's no right or wrong answer here. Just kind of think about what's soothing to you and draw it. It can be a scene, it can just be some shapes, it can be just like I did, just some lines, anything. Again, no right answer, no wrong answer. Just kind of take this 10 minutes, get in the zone, do your thing, think about stuff that's soothing, okay? And so we're going to put our timer on for 10 minutes, and I will see you soon with our activity today. Okay, here we go. So for this project, you are going to need your scrap piece of paper, your 3 fabric markers, your pencil, and your mask. And I want to start out with just using our scrap paper and our pencil. We're going to use this paper to kind of sketch out some designs, so we're not like committing to something that we don't actually really like. So for this mask, what'll really, I think, be most successful is to do some sort of like small pattern or smaller drawings that you can kind of repeat. So that could mean a lot of different things. It could mean some sort of pattern that you want to repeat over your mask. Could mean just kind of just playing and maybe having a bunch of hearts. You could do a scene of a night sky. Maybe you have a flying saucer in there. So I just kind of want you to play around on your paper and find something that's going to work for you. I'm just going to play around a little bit more and explore something that I might like. I kind of like the idea of doing like an underwater scene with like a lot of fish just kind of swimming around. Maybe there's a jellyfish. Yeah, so just play, see what works for you. And and then we'll move on. I'm just gonna kind of keep exploring. Maybe I'll do little cactuses. These are kind of cute. But you kind of see what I mean. The idea of just doing little kind of repeating patterns across. Something that might be cute would be to do like little rainbows. Whatever you choose. So you're going to take your time, you're going to do that. And once you've selected your pattern, what you're going to draw, we'll move on to the mask. Okay, so here's my mask. You can use either side of it. And it's gonna kind of stretch out and become, you know, that you can wear. I really suggest, yeah, when you're working on it, because when you wear it, it's gonna be open. So when you work on it, I want you to do the same thing, to kind of spread it open, because that's how people are gonna see it. Again, you can do either side, you can do both sides if you want. And I think I'm gonna go with my fishes. So everyone has kind of different pens, so some are like this, some are a little bit different, but this one has 2 different sizes. And if you want, you can go ahead and like try and practice with your fabric markers on your paper. So I'm gonna kind of start drawing what I need. So it's kind of like you got to keep kind of pulling it. But I want you to think about, you know, you're using the whole space here. Okay, and like I said, so these are fabric markers. So that means you can wash this mask and it won't come off. Another cool thing about fabric markers is that they're not good just for this mask, but you can go ahead and use these on other kinds of fabrics if you want. If you want to decorate like a t-shirt, tote bag, canvas shoes, anything that's fabric, it'll work on. But that being said, just remember that it is permanent. So whatever you do, it's gonna stick there. Okay, so I'm just kind of starting to draw some little fishes on here. And with my mask, it looks like it's kind of accepting the color a little bit differently. If you can see it, there's like really on the pattern of the mask, it's like faint white dots on off-white fabric. And so yeah, it's just accepting the color a little bit differently, but I honestly don't mind that. I think it's kind of fun. So I'm not going to forget to do, you know, extend my design all the way to the sides. And I'm just starting with green, but I'm going to switch up my colors too. So see, it really doesn't have to be like super complicated or anything. Really just like some simple designs are going to be really cute here. Okay, so I've got kind of a lot of green. I'm going to switch it up and I'm going to add some pink ones. So again, right now you should just be working on your design. If you want to do the same thing I'm doing, if you need, you know, some inspiration, that's great. If you're working on your own thing, that's really cool too. Okay, so I'm really just kind of doing the same thing now, but with my pink color. And yeah, you can see that the fabric is doing the same thing, where it's just kind of accepting the color differently. So yeah, just take your time with this. We're not in a rush. I'll do one down here and see how I'm kind of making them go face different directions. Let's just kind of just switch it up and keep it fun. And you'll notice the fabric markers, they kind of bleed a little bit. Some do more than others, some colors do. But the cool thing is it kind of helps to really like blend together pretty naturally and make make everything look pretty nice and uniform together, which is good. So it doesn't look all like you're like scratching kind of. So that's good. Okay, so it's kind of starting to come together now. I'm gonna keep going with my pink fish. And again, switching it up, the direction that each fish is facing. I think I could get one in over here. And so if you're working with a color mask, that's also going to change, you'll kind of see it's going to change the colors a little bit. But my advice is just kind of lean into it. I like to not get too, kind of precious about what I'm making and not get hung up on small details, because I think the truth is, especially with art, just kind of keep doing it, keep working at it, spend some time, but don't get too frustrated, and it's going to turn out okay. It's going to be great. All the little things that you may be worried about, I think in the end, it's usually stuff you don't really have to worry about it. Usually, I think, just trust yourself a little bit and your design will come out really cool. Okay, I'm gonna do... And then I think I'm almost done with my fish. Yeah, it is, you'll see, kind of just keep pulling the mask apart so you can draw on it. Okay, so I've got kind of a lot of my fish on here now. I think what I want to do is add some bubbles in here too, and that's just going to kind of keep it, a little fun. So I'm using my third color and just kind of drawing these little circles. Again, don't get too worried if they're, not perfect. It's gonna look really great once it's all together. So I'm not gonna probably do these for all the fishes, but for several of them for sure. I'm just kind of seeing, okay, where do I have some blank space? Where does it look like I need to add something? And see how this kind of filling in my blank spaces a little bit, which is nice. You know what? I might actually do it for all of them. So some have 2, some have 3 bubbles. And you'll notice like my circles for my bubbles are not perfect at all. That's really fine. Again, that's one of those things, don't worry about it too much. It'll look great in the end. Again, yeah, so this is really a project where you're getting creative, you're doing what you're doing, so you should kind of, just be working along, doing your thing. Take as long as you want. Okay. Yeah, I think I am gonna add little bubbles everywhere to all my fish. You know what? I'm even going to pretend there was like a fish here, maybe off the mask. And I'm going to draw some bubbles coming up from my imaginary fish. All right. So that's it. My mask is finished. It's good to go. I would, before you wear it, just make sure it's really dry. The markers dry pretty quickly, but just to be on the safe side. And then it's ready. You got your mask together. It's ready to wear. Like I said, if you want to, you can even do another design on the back as an option, so you can switch it up. Again, you can use these markers on other kinds of fabric. You can, like I said, you can do a t-shirt, shoes, pillowcase, anything that's fabric, these will work on. But again, just remember they are permanent. So if you want to, you know, make sure that something stays clean or you want to wash it out, these are not a good choice. If you do decide to do, you know, markers on some other kinds of fabric, I always recommend starting with a drawing first. You can kind of get your ideas out and you see which one works for you before you make any final decisions. Okay, guys, so great jobs on your mask. Thanks so much.